If you've ever wished your notes could think with you, this is for you. I used to have sticky notes everywhere. Now I upload them here, and this AI actually understands them. Today, I'm sharing 5 ways NotebookLM just works. That image of getting all of our post-it notes together and pulling all our sources in one space, that's just the beginning, you guys. It's the outputs that really make this a gem in my book. I'm going to show you a few tools that I have not seen AI do well yet, and how I use them to manage our homeschool, plan lessons, and run my small business, as well as organize my YouTube content. Let's start off with what I call instant clarity. All right. So sometimes you have these huge documents, right? For me, it's looking at big PDFs of standards or even a topic that I'm trying to learn about, but I have read and I'm just still unclear on a few things. This is something that NotebookLM really does well. So you upload your sources. Again, these can be PDFs or other files on your computer. This can be a link or just a block of text that you've kind of copy and pasted from somewhere, or a YouTube video, just copy and paste the URL, not a full channel, the channel page, but an actual single video. That is going to be one of the sources that you add in. And the good thing about NotebookLM is it's not going and grabbing random stuff from the internet. It's only using the sources that you give it. It's super helpful when you're really trying to hone in on the idea presented in a few sources rather than just search the internet and cross your fingers and hope you're getting correct information. There are a lot of really good summaries. We're going to get to that soon. Ways that you can summarize audio, video, mind map, even having it quiz you on a few things. But for homeschool, when we're going over, for example, a literature unit and we're doing a book study on something, I will often put that PDF of her book study into NotebookLM. If you have an answer key, do that too. And that allows it to draw from what the child is already using, what they're learning from, and come up with either quizzes or summaries or kind of like a mind map that says, hey, here are the big themes. And that gives me some ideas. Okay, great. We can jump off on here. We can go on this tangent. We can connect it to this, that sort of thing. So a quick way to really summarize and boil down that information. For business, I often upload my product pages here and ask, what are the reviews saying? What can I glean from this information? Here is one of my products. Here is a competitor's product that is apparently doing better than mine. What are they doing that I'm not? Having it kind of review those two things side by side, that's really important too. So without having to read through a ton of text, it gives you that really quick clarity. This is how I often, develop ideas for our next products at thinkcurio.com or on PayHip and on our TPT store. So smart summaries, we get instant clarity. This is a huge win for NotebookLM. Now, this is called NotebookLM. So as we're going to see in a little bit, these are separate notebooks. They're all organized. It's very pretty. But the cool part with this is if you like ChatGPT or some of these other kind of chat bot type language models, NotebookLM has that, and you can chat with your notes. So if I'm looking at some of these PDFs with teaching materials, I might say, what's one strategy to help middle schoolers revise without frustration, right? And so if I'm looking at this kind of essay topic that keeps coming up, and I know kids have historically in my classes and in our homeschool had difficulty with this, what's one thing I can help them review so that we can avoid that frustration later? So again, it's searching my own materials, right? Only the sources that you give it, not the internet. So the answers are really in context. And again, that's a homeschool example. For business, I like to upload client notes or product feedback, and also look at like kind of where trends are going. Suddenly I'm not digging through old docs. I'm having a conversation with my document saying, okay, I've done this before. What's gone well? I can upload like sales reports, for example, from TPT, and say what went well in this year or during this season, and then we can move forward and plan the next move, right? So again, chat with your own notes, ask questions, kind of dig deeper, and it will give you some good insights. Okay, this next one is really cool. This one is all about notes and citations. If you are working with a large amount of information from your own body of work, right? Let's say a YouTube channel or your blog, or you're researching something. Again, that's not my case, but if you're researching something and you are looking to kind of build over time, NotebookLM will link back to your sources. So if you're thinking, when did I write a blog post about this topic? It will have these little numbers next to the output that it gives you and says, here's where it came from, right? And so you can always kind of go back, and it's almost like having like these automatic footnotes show up, which is really, really cool. So how have I seen this? I've seen this in Homeschool. I save quotes from some of our books for literature units. So later I can see exactly where they came from for essays or discussion questions. Super duper helpful. In business, I collect snippets from workshop transcripts or brand guides, all those freebies sitting in in some folder that you hoped you would use someday. Those, put them in. Everything stays traceable. So you can give credit where credit is due, saying, hey, I got this awesome idea from this person, and I can build on the best ideas and not have to reinvent the wheel every time that I'm going in and starting again. So again, save those highlights and keep citations linked. Super duper helpful. Number 4, maybe my favorite thing in NotebookLM. This is where you can create a report and choose from the many options that it gives you. Now, these report options kind of change based on what your topic is. So once you play around a little bit, you'll see like, oh, I can get like a blog post from this, or I can get a actual like report with graphs and things on this. So it depends on the content, but this could be a study guide, a blog post, a marketing brief, lots of things. All right, the reports tab is where things really get fun, because once your sources are in, maybe you've had a chance to chat with NotebookLM a little bit, it can create these ready to use docs like study guides or blog posts or marketing briefs or kind of business plans, right? And in Homeschool, I can upload, for example, reading passages and generate a study guide with quizzes and key terms in seconds. Now, I do have another tool that I like better for this. So I do not use NotebookLM for this in particular, but I like this one better for this. It's called Ed Cafe, and you can watch this video on it. You can also get 10% off with the code in the description. It is much better at creating a more interactive product. It has lots of great links that link to Google Classroom, and there's a QR code, and just copying that link and getting it to your students. So for my students in different parts of the world, for my students who I use Google Classroom with, this is super easy for me. It's, reliable. I see it work. Kids like it, that sort of thing. I do not use NotebookLM for that. Disclaimer, but you can. Okay. So if you're not interested in Ed Cafe or some of these other great ed related AI tools, try this, see if it works for you. It may. And hey, it's a free tool, so that's awesome. For business though, I have uploaded testimonials, reviews from our products and our classes, and chose a marketing brief. NotebookLM will organize these into next steps that I can plug right into my strategy doc, and I'm able to really make the most of those. Now, remember, as there's sources in there, if I then create a blog post based on a certain topic that I have reviews on, oh, look, I can add those reviews into my blog post because they're already a source in this document, in this notebook. Does that make sense? So you're already kind of pulling on different threads that you've already got added into NotebookLM. It is so easy. And again, just keeps everything in one space. So again, turn that information into usable docs really fast. I love this part. Next up, organized notebooks. So again, this is called NotebookLM, right? LM, language model. I think we know this by now, but just so you know, it's a language model, but it is in these notebook forms. So Usually I'm able to manage these. And again, with ChatGPT, for example, they have the new products feature, so you can kind of keep your chats organized there. This takes it a step beyond. All right. Organization makes sense. It's very topical. Each notebook in NotebookLM has multiple sources, notes, and reports, and you can continue adding to those in there. It's very nice that all those reports that you've generated stay in one spot. But again, you can continue working on them. Everything stays in its lane. So if you've ever felt really jumbled, maybe your Google Drive is a chaotic mess. This is one of those things where it kind of does it for you. You don't have to drag things to different places. I've got some for homeschool, some for YouTube, a few for Curio, a few for just topics that I'm kind of working on, dreaming up. And this is an exciting thing because when I open a notebook, it's like walking into a workspace, like my little office for that topic where everything I need is already there. Everything is laid out. And since NotebookLM remembers what you asked, each notebook starts to feel like its own little personal research assistant, which is really helpful, especially when I'm working on so many things throughout the day. It's easy to hop right into one topic. So separate workspaces, less chaos. It is fantastic. You guys, that's NotebookLM. We are simplifying homeschooling and business. For me, that's what it's done. I am excited to hear what you guys use it for. Maybe it's your homeschool and a small business, or maybe it's something else. But it helps me connect my ideas faster, work smarter, and stay creative. Help me wonder a little bit, even when life gets busy. All right. So if you want to try NotebookLM, I'll link it below. Again, it is free, which is really exciting and a fun tool as we continue to learn about the AI tools available for us, and kind of push the boundaries of what we thought AI could do. So a very, very fun tool. You guys, you can always find our live classes, writing challenges, and digital products that I develop in part with NotebookLM over at thinkcurio.com. I am the human behind them. So again, just a reminder, AI is not the end all be all. There are humans behind who are putting in the information, reasoning through it, and just working more efficiently. All right. So I want you to try this out. It is one of those easy lifts. It is not a huge task to learn how to use this, but I'm really excited to see how it helps you. And if this video was helpful for you, please go ahead and give it a like and be sure you subscribe so we are connected and you don't miss a beat when it comes to keeping all things education helpful, creative, efficient, that sort of thing. You guys, if nobody's told you yet today, thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. It's really important. Happy teaching.